What is the program titled, and where do you guys go for the trip into Utah?
I generally call the program Living the Jurassic Park because we go out to Utah every summer and we collect dinosaurs from the Jurassic Age. And so a lot of those animals are the types of things that you saw in Jurassic Park. Some of the animals from Jurassic Park were actually Cretaceous in age, but others are from the Jurassic. And so some of the things that students learn while they're out there are what animals were present in the Jurassic, what animals were not present in the Jurassic that we may have been misled to believe from the movies, and then how to dig up the dinosaurs and collect the animals.
Can you tell me where in Utah do you go?
It is literally in the middle of nowhere. The site is about an hour south of Price, and it's in the middle of the San Rafael Swell. The San Rafael Swell is a big area in Utah that has been pretty much completely unsettled throughout all of American history. It used to be a place where bandits, outlaws would go to hide because there was really very little in the way of places to get into the area. There was big rock cliffs that kind of block it off, and so it's very isolated from everything. Yeah, I've been taking students out to Utah since I started at NKU, which was about 10 years ago. So about 10 years, every summer we go out there.
So how many kids do you usually take out there?
I usually take between, I've had anywhere from 3 to 10.
Okay.
And it really depends on how many students want to go and you know, what kind of finances I have available for it. I do definitely want to keep it a very one-on-one, working with the students as much as possible. So I keep it a smaller group that goes out there just because they're learning very new techniques on fossils that can't be replaced. You know, these are one of a kind. They're the only ones. We go out for 2 weeks at a time, and I've usually only done one trip a summer, but I am interested in going out more than just that once for longer periods of time. Usually 2 weeks is about the limit for most students because it is so remote. So the trip is not just going to the site and digging up dinosaurs. We camp at the site, and it's a very remote camping, so it's a very unique camping experience for a lot of people. Everybody has their own tents. We hang out at night. We have a bonfire. People will look at the stars. Sometimes we've got people from one of the 2 universities that know something about the constellations, and we'll do a little bit of discussion about that. There are several hiking opportunities. There's a big mountain behind our site that people will hike up to the top, and it's a very nice panoramic view. We do, on the days that we take off, because it is very remote camping, and eventually we're going to run out of food and water and have to go back into town. And on those days we do some general sightseeing in the area, and one of the nicest places that we go is called the Little Grand Canyon, and it looks just like a small version of the Grand Canyon. And we go and look at some of the pictographs and petroglyphs in the area and talk a little bit about the Native Americans that lived in the area. And then usually at the end of the trip we go down to someplace like Arches or Bryce Canyon, one of the big national parks in Utah. In general, the students really enjoy themselves. Because it is a remote situation and we are out there in the elements, there have been times that it has rained and snowed and that's less than pleasant, but most of the time people really have a good time. Students are expected to pay tuition, which is 3 credit hours. It's geology, 350, and that would count towards your upper level 45 hours of upper level classes that you have to have. And there is about $600 in costs, and that includes the travel out to the site food while we're at the site. We usually get a hotel room at least a couple of times while we're traveling, and that includes all of that in the $600.
Your email address and the number that they could reach you, could you give me that?
The email address is bertogjj, BERTOGJ, at nku.edu, and my phone number is 572-1523.